Hello, Hollywood Times viewers. Judy Shields here. Today, we welcome back country music singer, songwriter, and American Idol alum Alex Miller. Hey, Alex.
Hello, how are y'all doing out there? Good to see you again.
Good to see you. What's the weather like where you're at?
Well, it's actually a little cold today. We got hail yesterday, and it's a little cold on us today. We're hoping for warmer weather next week, though.
Yeah, we've been having here in Southern California. We've been getting so much rain, we don't know what to do with ourselves.
Well, you could send some our way, and we'd sure appreciate it.
Sure, we'll give you some. No
Okay.
problem. So I understand your new EP, My Daddy's Dad, will be
Mhm.
released on April 12th, and that is dedicated to your late granddad, G.B. Miller. Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. This is a project that I've had in my belt for a little while now, and I've been doing the song "My Daddy's Dead" at my live shows, and I wanted to get this record out there, and I thought, what a good way to pay tribute to my granddad by putting this record out. And he was just a great country music lover, and the song "My Daddy's Dead" is not really a song about my granddad. It's just my granddaddy in a song, and I mean that. It's my granddad.
So that is on the EP, My Daddy's Dad. So
Mhm.
did you write it, co-write? Tell me about it.
Yes, I co-wrote this song with the guy that produced it, Jerry Salley, and then we've
Okay.
done a lot of collaborations together. And this is he got to know my granddad really well, and so I thought this was a perfect song for me to be able to sing on my shows. And I thought it'd be a good guy to write that with because my granddad thought a lot of him for helping me start in the music business. So I think that writing it with him was the number one choice, and it turned out really well. And I know my granddad would very much appreciate the song.
Yeah, that's one thing, unfortunately, about granddads, that as we get older, sometimes we lose them and it's a tough thing. It's a great thing about the song, the loss of someone can really impact you, impact your life. And then, but you learn to live with it. That's what you need to do.
Exactly. It's a loss that you never get over. It's just one you learn to live with. Losing your
Yeah,
grandparents, losing your parents, that kind of thing. And
yeah.
with losing my granddad, it was like losing a best friend. He was truly a great inspiration and influence in my life, and is the reason why I'm playing "Sing," which is a line in the song.
Yep. And I was gonna say, I figured he'd be influential on you doing that. Did he also play guitar, your granddad?
That's the amazing story about all this. There's nobody in my family that plays. He played
Oh.
the radio. That's about it. And so that was all that I had exposure to working on the farm with him was the radio. He played guitar a little bit. He would never would play it in front of me, but he could play a little bit. And then but no, as far as singing and stuff like that. Actually, after he passed, we found some things that he had wrote some songs and stuff down. That was his own ideas. So maybe I can turn some of his ideas into good songs as well. But I did think that was interesting. It's funny what you learn about someone after they pass, and I learned a lot about him after he passed as well.
It's so true. And it's like your own granddad or your mom or dad. You're like, what? How did I not know that or find out
Exactly.
something? It's like
Yeah.
it's amazing. So well, let's talk about there's 5 songs on there, which of course
Mhm.
my daddy's dad. Let's talk about the other 4. She Makes Dirt Look Good. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, I wish some guy wrote that song for me. That's a great song.
Oh man, this song was actually pitched to me. I didn't write this one,
Okay.
but this song I heard it and I thought, well, I'm gonna give this one a try and see how it turns out. And it's a upbeat kind of I don't know what you want to call it. It's more progressive, I would say, for my music. But I think that my FFA members and my 4-H members are really gonna like this. I have a lot of fans in 4-H and FFA because I was a FFA member and 4-H'er and stuff. So I
Yeah.
think the kids my age that grew up riding 4-wheelers and this kind of deal, I think that they're going to really like the song and listen to it.
Yeah, and those girls that ride tractors too.
That's right. That's right.
Get dirt all over you.
That's right.
That's a great song. Oh, I love it. Good job. And the next one is, oh,
Yes.
yes.
Now this song has actually been released already, and I didn't write this one either, but I heard this song and I thought, man, I need to record this, and it was a co-writing uh, a group of people that put this song together, and I wanted something that was Western.
Yeah.
I've been to LA and I've been to Washington State and I've been out west and I really enjoyed my time out there. And I know this song is kind of more that style. It's more of a West Coast kind of style of country, I would call it. And I think that I've had a lot of people, I have a lot of friends in like Texas and Oklahoma, and they've really been liking the song. And I think that it hit the home run that I wanted it to.
Yeah, it's that classic Western feel, one of your slow
Hmm.
dance song, good job. Good
Well,
job.
thank you.
This next one, oh, I really like this one. The Last House in God's Country. I mean, what? That's amazing. You said that
Yes.
God's Country is there in central Kentucky. You
It
know?
is. And I wrote this song. This is more of one of my songs about my granddad and my grandparents. This song is it's about their house. I grew up on a one lane road. I mean, there wasn't even a yellow line going down the road I grew up on, and so I grew up on this little road, and their house was back there, and I'd go back there and stay during the summer with them whenever I was out of school, or and later on I'd go out there and work for my granddad. So it really was the last house in God's country. I mean, there wasn't hardly anything around out there. And if you've never lived a life like that, I know in LA it seems like everybody's on top of each other, but
Yes.
in Kentucky you can go as my granddad would say, you can go take a pee in your front yard and nobody ever know. And it just this song reminded me so much of my grandparents, and it was my idea for the song. So whenever we wrote it, me and my buddy Jerry, whenever we wrote the song, I had my grandparents and my granddad's house in mind, and
Oh.
it really is the last house in God's country.
Oh, that's a great, great song. The next one is Ain't Ever Saying Never. That's really a great song. Oh my goodness.
It's a country title.
Isn't it?
You got once you when you read it, you got to go back and go, no, what is it
What?
saying?
Ain't
That's
what?
that's why, and that's why we did that title that way, because we wanted people to go, what in the hell is this song about?
Yeah.
So the idea for that one came from whenever I was on American Idol, I was really struck on this girl that was on the show with me,
Uh-huh.
and so things didn't work out, and I told myself I ain't ever saying never to forever again, and that's kind of where the idea for the song came from. And it's a great wedding song too. I haven't sung any weddings yet because it ain't out yet, but I think that it'd be a on down the line. It'll be a great wedding song for somebody.
Yeah, it's really done well. We're very proud of you. All
Well,
doing
thank you.
good. So I know you had your debut album Miller Time back in
Hmm.
April 2022. That's going strong, your country
Hmm.
2023. So congratulations on this new one coming out. That's great,
Well,
you know.
yeah, and I'm always glad when I get to release new music. It's exciting times for me because it's like birthing new children, I would say, because they get to go out in the world. And the thing about music is, I can only do so much on social media and stuff like that, but my music goes everywhere, and it can take me farther than anything else in this world. So whenever you folks out there, you listeners, stream that music of mine, it really does make a difference, and it's changed my life. It really has.
So Alex, do you like performing like on at the fairs or the big
Mhm.
arenas? Which do you prefer? Do you have one that you prefer more than the other?
I like every show I've ever done, and for different reasons. I like doing things just by myself sometimes. In fact, I've got one coming up that's kind of local at a
Wow.
winery, and they're going to start doing music out there. And they asked me to come be one of their first ones to sing out there because they're close to home.
Oh,
And I like doing that kind of stuff, that real intimate one-on-one things. But I love doing big concerts too, like the State Fair circuit, which I'll be at Kentucky State Fair again this year, and I'll be at the Washington State Fair out y'all's way.
wow.
And I enjoy doing those as well because they're two totally different types of shows. With my band behind me, there's nothing more powerful than me and my group, and a band behind you playing your music. I mean, that's just the greatest feeling in the world. So we're excited to be doing more shows, and I couldn't pick one over the other. I just like going out and playing. I really do. That's what I live to do.
Well, let's do a shout out for the band members. Who do you got
I
with you?
will. So Jeff Watson on guitar. He was actually with Exile, the group. I don't know if you
Oh,
remember them or not, but he was with
yes.
them. Um, Also Mark Laws on drums, William Marshall on bass, and Larry Todd on piano or keyboard. And
Yes.
that's my group. We're a tight group.
Yeah. Are you out touring on a bus these days, or how do you guys get around?
Yes, we are. We was in a little accident not too long ago with our
Oh,
bus, and we're going to get us a new one and get back out there and burn some rubber.
well, as long as everybody's okay, that's what matters.
Yeah, we were all okay. Yeah.
And I see that you look very comfortable holding your, as I call it, and my dad, a guitar.
A guitar,
Yeah,
a
did you?
starvation kid.
Yes, is that how when you do, when you perform or you write songs, do you do that with the guitar, or is there a certain instrument that you use?
Well, I play guitar, but I also play a little steel guitar as well, and I mostly perform with my guitar, and I perform. I can perform with guitar by myself, or uh, can play with steel guitar too. But I write with guitar and sing with guitar mostly.
Oh, that's great. I just wondered, how songwriters, everyone's different. So I always like to ask, like,
Oh
what
yeah.
you do. So you said that you didn't have any other musicians in the family. So, like, how old were you when you decided you wanted to play or discovered your voice?
Well, I was 6, and the reason I started playing music was my dad said I was playing baseball at the time, and I was t-ball, and I was
Yeah.
awful. I hated it. I hated practicing, hated going and being a part of it. And so I really had a knack for music ever since I was a little boy. I'd watch these old Grand Ole Opry videos and watch old westerns, with Roy Rogers and Gene Autry and stuff with my granddad. So I thought, well, maybe I can try music and see how this goes. And so I started taking guitar lessons when I was 6, and I was playing out places at 7. So I took lessons, and I was awful, as a little kid, and and just kind of worked on my craft and worked on getting better. And eventually I got a job, I would say, at a place called Renfro Valley whenever I was 10 or 11. I play like every other weekend or something like that. And that was kind of my first introduction to being a professional about it and taking everything really seriously. And so from there, the idol stuff came about, but it started at a very young age, and it was because I sucked at baseball.
Well, there you go. You tried something. So with American Idol, did someone get you to audition for it? How did that all happen?
Well, I give credit where credit is due, and my mom is the reason that I did American Idol. It wasn't me. Uh, my mom, she said, what are you gonna do after high school, Alex? And I said, well, I really like to try music. And she said, do you have a plan for that? And I went, no. I said, I don't, uh, that never crossed my mind. And so she said, well, you're gonna have to do something. He said, if music don't work out, then you're gonna have to go to college. And I did not want to do that. And not that college is a bad thing, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And she said, well, I'm gonna sign you up for American Idol. I saw they have open call auditions. We're gonna sign you up for it. And if they go well, then music's meant for you. And if not, then you're going to school. And so I definitely did some practicing before I did that audition. And they uh, they liked me, and they took me through a couple rounds of things, and
Yeah.
uh, got me out to San Diego, and then on to Hollywood Week.
Yep.
And I would have never dreamed that I'd been on a show like that, or let alone done as well as I did. And I'm just very grateful for the American Idol people and all the judges and everybody involved in that process.
Well, what lesson did you learn from being on the show?
Huh. One of the good lessons I learned from the show is to, whenever I got cut for the show because I did traditional country music, and that's what I'll always will be.
Yes.
That's just who I am. But I also learned that it's okay to come out of your comfort zone a little bit and try some different things, and I have since the show. Songs like "Through with You" that I released, it's a little more progressive, and "She Makes Dirt Look Good." It's a more progressive tune, and
Yeah.
it's okay to have your own voice and still be who you are. And that's the one thing I learned from the show.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, you said that you didn't want to go to college and mom kind of pushed you. So if you weren't a musician, what profession do you think you would have chosen?
Believe it or not, I think I would have. I'd have went and learned a trade. So what I mean by that is I would have been. And this is funny for me to think about now, but I'd have been a welder, or I'd have been something like that,
Yeah.
just working a regular job, and I would have been probably happy as a lark in the dark doing that too. But probably a welder, or a heating and air or something like that, just somebody that come work in your house. That's probably what I'd have done, and I'd been content doing that too. But music is a little bit better calling, I think.
So do you like go onto YouTube and then you learn, like say something breaks in your house? Do you go to
Oh yeah, I
YouTube
can
to
fix
do it
it.
yourself so you can fix stuff? So you're a handyman too.
Yeah, like I can't work on watches or anything. I'm not that good, but uh like I here's something I do as a hobby now. Like I took a carpentry class when I was in school, so I can frame a little bit and do some things like that. And
Nice.
so I took a carpentry class. I learned about working with lumber and things like that.
Nice.
And so I actually I buy older instruments. So like I'll get on, I don't know, Marketplace or something, and I'll see these
Nice.
old instruments that are all broke and in pieces, and I'll buy them and put them back together. And I just bought a little ukulele and I've glued it back together today and put a
Really?
new fin. Yeah, yeah, I do that for fun, and it's a good way to keep
Yeah.
that skill there. And I just enjoy doing it. And then a lot of times I'll just give them to somebody because I have a lot of
Oh,
friends and a
yeah.
lot of people that have helped me along the way, and I'll build these things and just give them to people because they meant something. They mean something to me, and I want to just give them on to somebody that'll appreciate them because they'll probably just hang on the wall because I've got my main guitars, but
Yeah.
I think it's a good way to just give back to the people that have give a lot to me.
That's great. You find these organizations because there's kids who can't afford
Yeah,
instruments and they want to take it out of the school as it is, and you should hook up with them. So sometimes they have broken ones because that would be something great for you to do, your little side gig,
that's right.
when you have 10
I have a
minutes.
buddy named Don Brandenburg, and that's what he does. He'll I've donated several guitars to
Yeah,
him to give to kids that don't have one and want to learn. And
great.
Don's out of Richmond, Kentucky, and he's a really good guy and does a lot of good things for children and things like that.
Well, there you go. Are you gonna strum a little for us?
I can. What do you want to hear?
Oh, what I want you to play. I know you love Merle Haggard.
Hmm.
Can you play a little bit of something of Merle?
Sure. This is my favorite Merle Haggard song. It's a
Oh,
really sad one, but if you want me to do something a little more upbeat, I can do that
no,
too.
sad. Merle Haggard is sad.
He is
He's
sad.
amazing sad. He's the poet. We miss him so
This
much.
this is this is one of my favorite songs, and uh, my parents divorced whenever I was really little, and my mom and dad are still in the situation. We're both still really good and
Yeah,
close,
friends.
but this is a song that I remember hearing as a little kid and made me cry. So I hope y'all enjoy it. It's called "Holding Things Together."
Oh,
Holding things together ain't no easy thing to do when it comes to raising children. It's a job that's meant for two. Alice, please believe me. I can't go on and on holding things together. You gone. Today was Angie's birthday. I guess it slipped your mind. I tried twice to call you, but no answer either time. But the postman brought package I mailed some days ago. I just signed it, love from mama. So Angie, no. Holding things together ain't no easy thing to do when it comes to raising children. It's a job that's meant for absolutely me. I can't go on and on holding things together. You gone. Holding things together. You gone.
Oh my
Yeah, that's a fad
gosh,
in there.
he is proud of you in heaven, let me tell you.
Well, thank you. I love me some Haggard. I really do.
Oh, he's my favorite, favorite, favorite. Oh, goodness.
Well, I'm glad I picked that, man. I knew if
Yes.
you're a Haggard fan that you'd like that one.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Woo. Okay. See, now I have to go on. Great job. You're amazing being put on the spot. You did great.
I've been put on the spot my whole life, so if I don't when that spotlight comes on, it's just time to shine for me.
There you go. Well, I have to ask you about the posters behind you.
Oh gosh, yeah.
What's the
These are
deal?
old. I actually bought these in my hometown. There was a guy they were doing a sale, and I bought these old posters. They're really nothing specific, but I thought they looked really cool,
They
and
do.
I bought them and just hung them up here in my room here.
I mean, just looking at them, that's like a song ready to write, you know?
I know.
Like the cowboy, the
They're
horse.
the old graphics, they just knew how to do stuff back then when it came to the graphics side of things, and I love them. I wouldn't take nothing for them now.
I know. I'm just been just, of course I'm looking at you. You're a handsome young man, but those posters are like, whoo, I'm liking them. All the colors and everything. I had to
Yeah,
ask.
they're pretty bright and vibrant. Sometimes them old ones aren't the best looking, but these two I did really good on these.
You really did. I was reading here too that it says that you're going to have some duet recordings coming later this year. Because I know
That's
last time
exactly
I
right.
asked you, you were, I know you wanted to do one with Carrie Underwood. So,
Well, I couldn't get Carrie Underwood. In my opinion, I got somebody better. I got a girl that's doing really well, and she's out with Blake Shelton right now on tour,
oh,
and we're going to do a duet with a girl named Emily Ann Roberts. That's a
oh
duet
wow.
coming, and also got one in the works with Tracy Bird. So that I'm looking forward to both of them, and
Wow.
two completely different songs, but they are fantastic. And I think it'll show my personality and their personalities really well. And I think it's going to be a great duet.
So of your young age, which is 20, folks, I think you're going to be 21 in June. I mean,
That's right.
what are you going to do to celebrate for that big one?
Well,
That you can tell us.
my band's going to take me to probably a very undesirable place, but just for fun. And then
Yeah.
uh, as far as my plans, it's just another day. I'm just going to be a little older, and it don't make much difference to me. And now I'm going to want to be 18 all over again. Is what the deal of it is.
Oh, what'd you do when you turned 18?
Well, I had a big party there at my house and got a bunch of my friends, invited them over, and it was
Yeah.
a really nice party. But that's kind of all I did. I think for 21, I'm just going to take it easy.
There you go. Yeah, my grandson turned 21 last year in August, and I'm going, gosh, I hope he doesn't want to go to Vegas. And he didn't. He wanted to go to the
No
river.
Vegas plans for me. No,
Right?
money means too much to me. I ain't gonna do that.
He wanted to go to the river, so we went boating instead. So that was fun. So I hope you
I
have a
bet that
great
was.
time doing it.
I bet that would.
Well, even in your young age, is there like any one song out there you wish you had written?
Oh yes. I always liked "I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry." I wish I'd come up with something that clever, and
Mm.
that lasting. That song is just haunting, and I love
Yeah.
songs like that. So that'd be my one.
So do you have any hobbies that keep you busy too?
Well,
Besides
I like
fishing?
fishing. I'm not. I don't get to do it as much as I used to, but I like going fishing every now and then. Also, I'm not a hunter. Like some country guys like to go hunting, but
Yeah.
being cold and looking for a deer and having to drag that thing, that never was my cup of tea. I'd rather just catch a fish and throw it back in.
What kind of
But
fish do you go fishing for?
well, I like bass fishing.
Okay.
That's kind of my thing. I like doing bass fishing stuff. It's been a long minute. It's been a minute since I've got to go, but I like fishing for anything. It's anything that'll bite my worm.
My dad's family comes from Oklahoma, so we'd go there in
Mhm.
the summers, and they all had ponds, and we'd go out there with our cane poles with the boppers and for catfish. And boy, what
Yep.
a struggle that was.
Yeah, they're a little different fish than the bass and the bluegill I
They
catch.
like to
So
fight.
yeah, I haven't ever fished for cat. I've always wanted to go, but it's a completely different way of doing things fishing wise.
For sure, especially with a cane pole.
Yeah, them cane poles. My granddad used to fish with a cane pole, and I never could get the hang of it. I just
Yep.
not for me.
Yes. No. So share with us your social media. How can we find you out there?
Absolutely. First, I would recommend y'all going over to my Spotify and following me over there.
Okay.
That's where new music's coming, and that's where I'm pointing people to try to grow that. So go check me out over on Spotify. You're followed. You don't know how much that means over there. Also
Oh,
on my TikTok, Instagram, my handle is the same on all of them. It's A Miller Music.
yeah.
That's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. And I do different things on each one of them. So like Facebook is kind of I do a lot of fun things over there, but this kind of more business. So I'll post my shows and things. Instagram is more music oriented. So like if I'm singing something, I'll put it out there. And
Yeah.
TikTok, it's just kind of where I have fun and point and just do general random kid stuff right now. But uh also my YouTube as well. That's Alex Miller Country, and it's pretty easy to find as well. But yeah, that's where I do a lot of my steel guitar stuff is over on YouTube. So uh, check me out on all them at A Miller Music or Alex Miller. I guarantee you can find me either way.
Yeah, that steel guitar. I just wish they'd have more of it. Thank you for keeping that going.
I just enjoy it, and I didn't know people liked it as well as they did, but they
Yeah.
seem to like to hear me play it, so I can't complain about that.
So us being out here in Hollywood, do you find time to go to the movies or do you have to watch it on the bus? What do you do with the
No,
movies?
I don't get to go to the movies much. The last movie I went and saw was that Priscilla movie. With it was about Elvis's wife. I enjoyed
Yes.
that. I thought that was
Mhm.
a good insight there. I enjoyed that one. But that's the last thing I went and saw in the theaters. So that's been a good 6 months ago. But
Wow.
I think as far as watching movies, I just watch whatever comes out on Netflix or any of them. That's kind of because we can watch that on the when we're traveling and on the bus and stuff. So
Yeah.
uh, I would say the bus definitely gets the most action when it comes to television stuff.
So with watching a movie or watching these shows, do they inspire you to write things sometimes that you just jot things down? Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe
my
you
my movie taste is weird. Because like I like a good war movie or an action movie, but then this is really fun. I shouldn't say this, but I watch a lot of the girly movies too,
good for you.
because that gives me good inspiration for
Yes.
songs a lot of times. Hank Williams Sr. He used to buy the old. There used to be like comic books with the same kind of thing, like
Yeah.
they were like girl comic books, I guess is what it was, and he'd read them. And so I guess that's me doing the same thing when it comes to watching romantic comedy stuff.
Yeah, we will love that kind of music, so keep it up.
Exactly. Exactly. It seemed to be working.
It does. So what about a tour? You're going out on tour here?
Yes, it's going to hit more May, April,
Okay.
May, June, July, August is kind of my bigger months. So
Okay.
we haven't figured out what we're going to call the tour yet, but it's starting to kick off here pretty soon.
Have you got to travel abroad yet? Any other countries?
I have not, and I've wanted to go. I've never left the United States. I'm there. I'm not an export yet, but one of these days, uh, I'd like to go over to Europe, like over in Italy and
Nice.
France and Germany and Spain. That's kind of where I want to go, and the UK too.
Yeah,
So that's kind of where I want to go, and the rest of it. I mean, that'd be great to go there, but that's kind of where I want to go see because here in America we're only like 300 years old, but they're like 3,000 over there. So it'd be cool to see all that
exactly.
stuff.
Is there any states here in the United States you haven't been able to see yet and travel to?
I haven't been to go like far west, far northwest, if that makes sense. So
Yes.
like
Mhm.
Montana and that area,
Yeah.
both Dakotas. I haven't been up in there. I've been up in Minnesota, and
Nice.
that's as far north and west as I've gone so
Yeah.
far. And I went to Washington State in California, but
Yeah.
y'all are so west you don't even count, really.
I know. Like, here we have Oregon, Washington, and there you go along the
Yeah,
coast. So, and
yeah.
what's the closest coastline to you where you're at?
Oh, it'd be probably Virginia Beach.
Virginia
So
Beach.
over in Virginia
Nice.
and North Carolina over in there somewhere. I wouldn't know. I don't know geography the closest, but
Yeah, that's nice.
probably up along that way somewhere.
Yeah. Do you have any summer vacations that you get to go on when you're not touring?
Uh, we don't. I don't get to do much vacationing. My travels are and traveling is usually my vacation.
Yeah.
But I ain't got anything planned yet. Don't put it that way.
Yeah. When you were out here doing American Idol, did you get to go to Disneyland when you were out here?
I tell you, when I came out there, it was right in the middle of all the COVID stuff, and they would just locked
Oh,
down for like 2 weeks or
that's
something like that.
right.
So
Yeah.
I didn't get to see nothing really while I was out there except the hotel I was in.
Yeah, I
And
forgot about that.
yeah, it was crazy times, and they wouldn't want us to leave much anyways, you know. But no, I didn't get to see much of the country out there. I'd like to come back and see more now, you know, that I've been on the show and done my thing. But no, I want to come back. I want to come back to San Diego and LA and get another tour of it.
Oh yeah, when you get here to Hollywood, we'll show you all around.
Okay, sounds good to me.
All the great stuff. Well, we appreciate you taking time to talk to us here at the Hollywood Times. We will be putting this up on our YouTube channel,
Okay.
so you can have that Hollywood Times official. So thank you, Alex, for talking with us, and we look forward to talking to you again after this tour. See
Well,
what's going
sounds
on.
good to me, and thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you again, and thanks for playing for us.
Oh, no problem at all. That's what I'm supposed to do.
That's so great. Thank you.